Hi, I'm Tim from Tower Systems. We've just released some new pricing of our system, and also we've had quite a big update go out recently. So I thought it was about time to redo our demonstration video of the gift shop package. This might be a little bit long. Look, I sort of anticipate it going for around about 45 minutes. I'm going to do a bit of a run through on how the software works, the services we offer, and also the new pricing structure. I'll kick it off for those of you that just sort of want to jump in and get the basics. Our new pricing structure is really straightforward and simple. There's no upfront cost if you don't want there to be. It's as simple as $155 a month. There's no lock-in contract. We're not forcing you to go with any particular FPOS provider or e-commerce platform. There's a lot of flexibility with who we integrate with. And yeah, it's as simple as $155 a month. You can cancel at any time. We do have a few optional services. With that $155 a month, we'll give you a free installation and training component. So we'll help you out for a few hours to help you get it set up, give you some basic training on how it works. You'll have access to all of our online content. So we've got a heap of onboarding videos that will walk you through how to get it all set up, how to learning how to do, adding stock, adding customers, all of that sort of stuff. So you can certainly serve yourself if you want to, which is already proving to be a really popular option amongst our new customers. Outside of that, we have the option of training packages. So if you would like us to assist you with that and maybe train your staff and, just really help you get the most out of it, we've got a few different packages for that. If you're coming from a different system, which we see a lot of customers coming across from things like Retail Manager and a few other systems, we also offer a data conversion process. That does come at an extra charge, and it sort of depends on what you want us to bring across and how. But have a chat with us. We're really open with that. We'll review your data and we'll give you some advice on what we can bring across. We also have a web consulting package. So if you want us to link it with your website, we can assist with that. But again, same as the standard package, you can DIY, or if you've got a web developer that does that work for you, you can certainly provide them with the information. We've got a heap of kind of walkthrough sheets on how to do that. You can simply provide them with that info. So look, that's the package. Like I said, really, really straightforward, incredibly simple how that all works. It's just $155 a month. It can't get any simpler than that. In terms of the software, we've released quite a big update recently with a few changes. So I'll give you a bit of a walkthrough on how that works. So what I'll do, I'll share my screen with you now, and let's jump into it. There we go. You should be able to see my screen there. So this is your main dashboard of the system. Now, this is totally customizable by machine. So if you've got your laptop out the back or your main admin PC, you might have that set to have shortcuts to a lot of these facilities like the marketing tools, catalogs, loyalty, your insights dashboard, which allows you to view your sales history and what's happening in the business. You might have that set to pop up on your machine, whereas your register computer, let me just move my video feed out of the way. You can actually have a different setting there, so I can change that over. I've got my basic point of sale here. I've got that one password protected. I don't want staff being able to change that over, so I can password protect it. But on my register machine, I might just give them access to, say, point of sale in the end of day process. Just going to change mine back to the full layout. But yeah, so different machines can have different access. So if you've got someone that looks after the stock arrivals or maybe the reordering, again, they could have a different layout to yours. That flexibility translates through to the point of sale screen as well. The point of sale is really customizable. I'll just jump in here. Yep. So I've got my point of sale screen. On the left here, it'll show me the items as I add them to the transaction. And on the right, I've got all of my shortcuts. These can be buttons to absolute products. So I can click, for example, go into demo items. I can add my Harry Potter pop vinyl by selecting a product. They can go through multiple levels. So as I did there when I went into demo items, that can jump through as many levels as you want. So if you've got small things at the counter, maybe they don't scan, you can have those set so you can select them by going through the levels. And obviously you can scan barcodes directly into this screen as well. These buttons can be shortcuts to different areas of the system as well. So a lot of our customers might just have the one machine at the front, or if staff have some downtime, while they're serving customers, they might jump straight into process stock. So if they've got an invoice there, I can jump straight into my invoice arrivals from there. I could be processing that through. As I want to put a sale through, I just jump straight back there. Really flexible. You can jump around in the system. They can also be shortcuts to facilities within point of sale. So I can add a note to a transaction, suspend sales, cancel sales, reprint receipts, perform lay-bys, gift vouchers, do all of that sort of stuff. You can customize that screen to suit. So when we first do an install, we generally try and tailor this to keep it as similar to your current process to start with, just to make that transition from your previous system to the new one as easy as possible. And then you can manipulate that screen as you go on. It's really easy to change these buttons moving forward. So while I'm in point of sale, heap of different facilities to show you in here. So firstly, I'm going to jump into demo items. When I sell products, I'll add a few different things to my sale here. I've got my 12-cup patty pan set. You can see there when I add that to the sale, it's normally $20. It's actually discounted it down to $15 because I've got that one on a catalog at the moment. So for the month of March, that's automatically discounting 5% off all of my cookware. I could go in and preset that sort of stuff. So if I knew I was going to run, say, an Easter promotion, I could go in and I could configure what's on that, either by product, department, category. You can do quantity range. So I might say anytime they buy 5 or more of this product, it drops to a certain price. You got a lot of flexibility, even doing things like combined transactions. So, I've got gift and homewares data on here. If someone was buying a KitchenAid machine, for example, I could set it that anytime they buy a KitchenAid, they get 5% off KitchenAid accessories. And so then as I add those items to the sale, it'll automatically apply that discount for me. If I add a few more items to this, I've got my Christmas table piece there. That's quite an expensive product. And I've got a note there saying the packaging is on shelf 2B for that item. If for whatever reason, maybe I wanted to discount that on the fly, maybe, I didn't have the packaging, I might say, you know what, I'll give you $10 off. I can simply click on my discount option there. I've got this item. Of course, it's that one that I selected. I've got this one set that it can't be discounted. So from a management perspective, you can lock items so staff can't discount them if you don't want them to. I'll try it on my Harry Potter one here instead, and I'll do dollars off, and I'll do $5 off this one. This shows me my GP information at the bottom here, so I can still see, yep, I'm still making a couple of dollars on that, so I'm happy to discount it. When you complete a transaction, we integrate it in with your FPOS. So as soon as I hit my end sale button there, that would put that value onto my FPOS machine for me. I put my initials in, so I'm recording who's doing what transaction, and that's done. That would normally print that receipt out automatically. I've got mine set to preview it for the sake of this demonstration. And you can see there, I've got my logo on the top of it. I've got all the store details. I've got the products that were on that transaction. If I scroll down a bit, I've also got mine set to show the customer their savings. So if they do receive any discount, it's calling that out. You can attach any notes, any promotions and images in the body of the receipt as well. So, I've got a pop vinyl on there, for example. If I knew there was a new range coming in next week, or maybe I was going to do an unboxing event next Thursday, I could actually set it that anytime I sell a pop vinyl, it does a little promotion in the body of that receipt saying, hey, we've got this open night, an unboxing, come along and see our new product. You could tag those in the body of that receipt as well. And same goes with any of these specific products. If they had any care instructions or warranty notes, you can set all of that to print out in that receipt as well. If I scroll down a bit, the last thing I wanted to show on these receipts is this discount voucher. You can set it to do a voucher for whatever makeup you want it to be. So that might be 5% of gifts, 3% of toys, 10% of cards, even if it's not a customer in your database. So even if I didn't select this sale as a customer, it'll still print that voucher out on the bottom. So anyone coming in off the street and making a purchase, I can say, hey, here's $10.75 towards your next transaction. We've seen some terrific results with those across our customer base. They've been, really popular and really effective. When you put those sales through, I could have also hit my customer option here. So I've got a, actually, no, I don't. Yep, there is. So there's my customer sale button. When I'm putting a transaction through, if I hit customer sale, I can then link that to a customer in my database. If I am using those discount vouchers, I can then tie those to the customers. So the next time that customer comes in, it'll give me a pop-up and say, hey, Tim's got a $10 gift voucher or $10 discount voucher linked to his details. Does he want to apply that to this transaction? So yeah, really flexible with how that works. If I jump back into my demo items, I've also got my silver table piece here, and you can see there I've got a warning on that one. This is actually telling me when I sell that I've run out of that product. So because I'm not scanning it, I don't have the physical item. If I'm just putting it through, it's giving me that prompt. I can still put that sale through though. So if I had maybe I just got another batch in, they're sitting there and a customer's seen it and wants one, I can absolutely sell that even if I haven't put that invoice in. So really flexible with how that works too. With the loyalty, just coming back to that, I mentioned about those discount vouchers. We can also do any points systems as well. We can also do customer profiles. So you might set it that I'm a VIP customer and I get 5% off all giftware, 10% off greeting cards, and so on. You can preset that within your customer screen. So, if I was doing this sale here and I wanted to link that to a customer, I can just hit customer sale. It searches on whatever field you want. And this is really flexible. So I can, if I normally search on the customer's phone number, for example, I can drag that back to the start here. That will now become my primary search field. I want to keep mine as surname. And you can also turn columns on and off here as well. So if I hit this one, I can choose what columns I want visible in this screen for this machine itself. So I'm just going to choose my account. If I select that one, I don't have an actual account. This is a cash transaction, or I need to pay for it. And you can see there that's automatically applied my profile discount. It's taken $40 off that item for me. So I can simply finish that one off, put my initials in. So that's going to record, like I said, who's putting through what sales. There's my receipt, and that's done. You can actually give different customers different voucher values as well. So I might say everyone off the street gets a certain percentage, but instead of, if I didn't want to provide a discount to those customers, I might give them an increased voucher level, or I might turn those vouchers off for them entirely, given the fact that I took $40 off that transaction. I can jump from my point of sale straight into my customer screen. It'll default to bring up the last customer I looked at. And from within here, I can see all of the customer's details. I can flag them as having particular categories and interests, what type of vouchers they get. And you can even do some really smart things like setting what type of receipting that customer gets. So if I said, don't ever worry about printing me a receipt, I just throw them out anyway, you can actually disable receipt printing just for this customer. Or if I said, you know what, you guys are kind of sending me too many emails every time I buy something, and I don't want that, I can disable that as well. So you can choose that on a customer by customer basis. You can even allocate any notes. So if I wanted to put any notes against the customer, if you're a high-end gift shop, maybe you might make them a coffee when they first come in. You can put that information in against their account. And I've also got a toggle there that I can say show notes. So then when I put a sale through for that customer, it'll pop that screen up to show the staff member those particular notes. Here's where I can flag any of those discount profiles. I could print a barcode for the customer if I wanted to. I could give them any tags, set their birth dates, anniversaries, and all of that sort of stuff. And just coming back to that barcode option, we do also have a company we work with that'll produce like a credit card style card. They can be in a little sleeve. There's the card on the back's a barcode. I could grab one of these cards, come in here and just scan that into that screen, and that would then become that particular customer's their loyalty card. So anytime they bring that in, you simply scan it, and it's going to attribute the sales against that customer. So yeah, really, really flexible with how that works. If anyone wants a copy of their previous transactions, you can simply come into your customer screen. I can view all of those transactions if I want to see what was on them, or if they know what one it was, roughly what date, I could say print or email transactions, bang, bang, bang. I want those 3 and I want to email them through to the customer, and that would go through instantly. So that's my look, the point of sale and the customer side of things. Oh, actually, no, sorry, I've got a few more things for the point of sale. You can also do any gift vouchers. So gift vouchers, again, really popular amongst our customers. Here's one from a garden center. You've got your card on the front. There's normally a barcode on the back. This one was an example one. And you simply come into your point of sale here. I've got gift voucher. I want to charge this one with $100. And then when I finalize this sale, it'll ask me to scan that card. I give it to the customer and they're on their way with a $100 gift voucher. You can have that set to pop up a little prompt where it'll ask for the to, from, and a note. So you can put that on there and it'll actually do a little printout on the bottom of the receipt instead of issuing one of these cards. And that then becomes the gift voucher. There's a couple of different ways to manage that, but certainly the physical cards have been really popular, and they range in price depending on what quantity you're purchasing. But as a ballpark price, I want to say they're around about 60 to 70 cents a card. And obviously the more you order, the lower that price comes. You can also do any lay-bys through the system. Lay-bys is really advanced. So if I jump into demo items, I'm just going to add my 2 table pieces. Actually, let's cancel this one. I don't want to do the gift voucher. I just hit my cancel button. Demo. There we go. So I'll add those 2 to my lay-by. I've got the items on there. I'm going to hit my lay-by button. If it's an existing customer, I can choose them out of my database. If it's a new one, I can hit my add option. Now, this screen is also customizable. So we can turn fields on and off based on what information you want to get for that customer. So whether you want to worry about getting their birth date, anniversary, even driver's license details and things like that, we can turn fields on and off for that. I've got mine set with the core data at the top here, so I can put that in. So I'm just going to put in Kim. I'll do my wife. But I'll skip that. Mobile. I want to grab mobile. And I want to allow SMS for this customer. I might get email address as well. Postal address I'm not too fussed about, but I've got name and mobile. That's all I really want for now. Yep, so it's a lay-by to Kim. Then when I go and finalize this one, it gives me a slightly different screen. So this has got my lay-by deposit. Now that can be preset. It might be a dollar amount or a percentage of the sale. I'm going to put in that this customer wants to pay $100. I've got when it's to be paid and picked up by, and you can have default durations. My default is 12 weeks. But again, if this customer said, you know what, actually, this is a birthday present, I'll pick it up on the, let's go 28th of July. I can set that. I can then choose how they're paying their deposit. So they want to pay by POS, and I can complete that. When I finalize that lay-by, you can set it as to how many copies of the receipt you want it to print. So the default is 2, one for the goods, one for the customer. And there's my receipt there. That can have all of your lay-by terms and conditions on there. You can even have it set to do a payment plan of how much they need to pay per week up to the completion date. Yeah, you can preset all of that sort of stuff. You can also set it to give you a prompt for your lay-by management screen after you put that through. So, customers do some strange things with lay-bys, and this just allows you to be as flexible as possible with it. So, this pops up afterwards to say, yep, this is what's on the lay-by. If this customer then said, actually, you know what, I want to add some more products to it, I can add, if they wanted to change this, maybe they wanted to get rid of the gold one and go with 2 silver instead, you can change that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, really, really flexible. You've also got a notes section there where you can record any notes against it. Even if this customer came in and maybe they'd paid enough off, if Kim came in and paid another $150, this will pop up when they do a payment as well. And I could then flag, if she said, you know what, I'll take the gold one with me now, I can then mark that as collected. And on all of the receipts for the customer, so when they do their payments and whatnot, it'll show what items are on lay-by, when they've been collected. It gives them a really in-depth view of all of that sort of stuff. So that's lay-bys. You can also do any special orders through the system. So if someone came in and said, look, I saw your Harry Potter pop vinyl last week. I should have got one, but you've obviously sold out now. I can do a lookup on any product. So I'm just going to come in here. Now, I know it's in my system. I've got nearly 13,000 products in here. I'm not going to troll through to find it. I'm going to hit my advanced search, and I'm just going to put in the keyword Potter. That'll grab anything with that word in it, regardless of where it falls in the description. So start, middle, or end. And you can use wildcards in that as well. I can also, in that advanced search screen, I could have also put in price range, supplier, department categories, tags, and all that sort of stuff. There it is. That's the one I want. So I can look at the history on that. This shows me all of its information. I can see what invoices it's come in on, how many I normally receive, whether its price fluctuates at all. I've got all of that there. And again, you can customize what fields are visible there. So if you didn't want staff seeing the cost price, I can turn that on and off. If a customer wanted to order order one of these, I can just hit order this item. It's going to put it onto my next pending order with the preferred supplier being Icon, but I could change that over. If I knew I could get it from someone else quicker, or for whatever reason, I can change that to a different supplier. I can choose how many I want to order. Now, if I'm ordering it for simply for shop use, I could just leave that next field, that customer number field, blank and hit OK. But I want to allocate this to a customer. So I'm just going to click in customer number, sorry. And I'm going to find Kim. There it is. That's the last one I was working with. I chose the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. Same thing. Yep, I want to proceed. I could charge a deposit if I wanted to, but I'm going to skip that. I'll sell it even if they don't come back for it. And that's now placed that onto my next reorder report with Icon. When I go and reorder that, it'll be on my reorder reports for them. And then when I receive this particular item in, it's going to stop and say, hey, that customer had that product on order. Don't forget to supply it to them. It's going to print off a pricing label with their details on it. And in the background, it'll even email or text message them to let them know it's ready for collection. The emails work natively directly in the system. The SMSs go through a third party, and they'll look, I want to say the cost for those is around about 10 to 15 cents a text. They've got a few different plans available for that. And just while I'm on that, with the SMS and email facilities, that will allow you to do things like customer notifications for overdue lay-bys, special orders ready for collection. You can use it from a marketing perspective. So I could jump in and say, show me anyone that's bought a pop vinyl from the Harry Potter range, and I could send them all a text message or email to say, hey, we just got, these new items in, mention this message for 5% off. So yeah, you can use them for marketing. Like I said, special orders, lay-bys, overdue accounts, and you can use them for management tools as well. So, if you want to get a text message or email at the end of the day with the sales totals or the till balancing, you can do that. From a security perspective, the system records a whole bunch of transactions that we consider to be suspicious. And if there's too many of those in a certain time frame, as the owner or manager, you can get notification that, hey, someone might not be using the system in quite the right way. So look, I think I've covered everything I want to in the point of sale there. And we've been through customers. So look, I'll jump into the stock screen and just give you a quick look at that one as well. So I could certainly close out of my point of sale, and I can go through the menus in the background to get to my stock screen, but I'm just shortcutting there straight from my point of sale. I can have a shortcut button here and pop that straight up. If I wanted to get to it through the menus, maybe I was on a back office machine that I'm not normally in point of sale. It's really easy. I just back to my main screen here. I've got stock. I've got my various options within the stock management, and I can hit stock screen. So here's the last product I was looking at. I've got all of its details. I've got its reorder levels. So you can set min maxes if you want to. So I always want to have 5, reorder it when it gets to 2, and warn the staff at point of sale when it gets to 2. So you can do that on min max levels. A lot of customers are also doing it based on sales history as well. So I could jump into my reorder by sales facility and say, look, show me everything I've sold in this department or from this supplier, and generate that so I can manage my ordering off of that. I've got a separate video on that. So if you want to see that in more detail, let me know and I'll send it through. You've also got options on here for things like whether I can discount this product. whether I want to print a barcode on arrival. So when I receive it in, it'll print a label. Now you can choose different label styles for different products. So I've got my default there. Some customers have things like if they source products locally or it's Australian made, they have different label types to call that information out so that the customers can really easily see, and you can do that as a watermark in the background. Yeah, really flexible. You've also got options if it's a static quantity item, so if it's a service or anything, you can set that, and I can put my weights and measurements in for those products as well. A couple of the big ticket things in here, though. If I jump back to my main screen, I've got its description, I've got its department and category, pricing information. I've got my sell price, a separate web store price, and a separate trade price. So if I wanted to sell this online, all I need to do is tick web store item, and it'll send its description, its pricing, its images, the extra information. All of that will just flow across to the website for me. It is really powerful. Each one product, and I've just loaded a random image in here. Each individual product can have unlimited images loaded against it. I've got my extra details. This top box allows me to put any info I want on the customer's receipts, and the bottom box, that'll all flow through to the website for me. You can also attach any PDFs to it and things like that. You can have variants against products. So if you want to have, if it's candles and things like that, that might come in different fragrances and sizes, you can tie all of those variants together so that when it does hit your website, it'll go through they'll all go through, but essentially when the consumer looks at it on your website, they'll see one item and then they'll get those drop-down lists to choose what size and fragrance they want. And they can have different pricing associated with them as well. You can also set packs for anything. So look, a really good example is things like pens, where this might come in a box of 12. So you've got your outer barcode, you scan that and it knows that it's at a certain price and whatnot. But you also might take one pen out of the box and sell that as an individual. This is smart enough to then be able to do that. And as soon as I sell one of the individual pens, it knows to reduce the quantity on hand of the boxes or the packs, and then increase it to say, hey, there was 12 in that box, you've just sold one. So there's one less box. There's now 11 individual units left in this in stock. So yeah, a lot of flexibility with that. One thing we recently added in the last update was Barcode Lookup. So what you can do now, when you add a new product in, as soon as you allocate the barcode, the system will automatically check a database of I got an astronomical amount of products in it. I want to say it's like 16 billion or something like that. Don't hold me to it, but you can check their website. It's just barcodelookup.com. The system automatically checks that to see if it recognizes that barcode, and it'll pre-fill the description in there for you. And it'll also load in any extra details and any images at the same time. So a real time saver for you there. So look, that's your stock screen. The other things I had that I wanted to run through, does your reordering? Oh, manufactured goods. I'll jump back into point of sale. I've got my demo items, and I've got I've got to find it. Might be on my main screen here. Sorry, one sec. I've got a few different layouts. Here we go, hamper, that's what it is. So if I jump into my stock screen for this item, I've got a product that I just called Hamper Deluxe. And you can see here, this is showing MFG in red. That means this is a manufactured good. You can do this to any product that you create in the system. If I jump in here, this will actually show me what the components are of this product. So I can see within my hamper is 2 bottles of wine, some wine glasses, some fudge, and the basket itself. I can set what I want the system to do in terms of when it makes this item. So if it's something that I simply want it to deduct all of those quantity on hands when I sell it, I can set it to do that only when the quantity on hand is less than 0. And when I sell that, it'll take off all of those items. If it's something that maybe I went, you know what, I need to make up 10 more of those, I can have that set to never auto make. And then I can come in here and go, yep, I'm making some of those. I'm going to make 10, process, Yes. And what that'll do, that'll deduct all of the components and increase the quantity on hand of that manufactured good. So yeah, really, really flexible with how that works. Just allows you to keep those stock levels accurate. And then I could print a barcode for that as well. So I just have the one barcode on the pack and it knows exactly what I'm selling within that. In terms of running through things, so that's the point of sale, the stock screen, the customers. There are a few utilities I wanted to talk about today as well. One of the big ones, one of my favorites, is the stock manager facility. So in here under stock, I've got stock manager. I can come in here, put in my password. Stock manager allows you to do anything en masse really easy. So, if you're coming across from another system, we often see some not ideal data, so it might require a bit of cleaning up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go remove everything from my list here. If I wanted to, maybe I've got a range of candles in my system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to populate this screen with anything with the word miles in the description. That'll look through my stock database and find anything with the word miles in it. Again, start, middle, or end. And I could have found anything that's in a particular department, price range, whatever I want. They're the products I want to change. If I wanted to look, you can do heaps of things with this. Like I said, it's really powerful. I can edit all of these and I might change the price. So I can go edit selected. Again, put my password in. I want to change the pricing, change my cell, by an amount. I want to increase all of these by $5. You can see there, they're $49.95. If I hit update, that'll go through and change all of those in one hit. So even if I had a range of different prices in there, I could still put them all up by $5. You can also toggle what fields are visible in this screen. So I've got my quantity on hand here, my last date sold, whether it's got an image and web store item. So if I was preparing to get data onto my website, this feature is really good for being able to see whether these items are ready for that or not. But what I was getting at is you can turn these fields on and off. So if I wanted to look at my cost including, for example, I can turn that on and I could then update that as need be as well. A couple of the other really cool things in here, again, if I go edit selected, you can do things like bulk description changes. So I can say, change the descriptions. I want to do a replace. And let's say I'd spelt grey wrong. Let's say I did G-R-E-Y and it was meant to be G-R-A-Y. I can put that in there. You can see there, G-R-E-Y. If I hit apply, that'll go through and change all of those over in the one hit. If I wanted to do anything with this data, I can then export this list. So I could send it to a CSV. I could stock take these products, print new labels, create an order for it, do bulk price changes, even run a report to view things like sales history for this particular range of items. So yeah, again, like a lot of things in the system, it is really flexible with how that works. I'll close out of there. So that's your stock manager, and there's a lot more facilities in there. We do have, like most things, a separate video on that. So if you want to see that in more detail, just reach out and I'll send you through the appropriate video. Reorder by sales. So like I was saying before, you can reorder based on those min-max levels, but reorder by sales is by far becoming the more popular method. So you can come in, you can choose your particular supplier. So I've got MG candle supplier, for example. I can choose my date range to look at for the sales. Now I'm just going to wind the clock back a bit on this and do 2020 through till today. Normally you do that on a shorter window. You might reorder it based on your sales for the last month, or even seasonally, I might jump in and say, show me how many candles I sold in, the winter months of last year, and I'll do a reorder for that now. You've got a heap of options down the bottom here, whether you want to look at year-to-date sales figures, whether you want to take out customer orders so that doesn't skew your figures. And you can also get a monthly breakdown as well. So what that'll let you do is when you get to your next screen, it'll give you a breakdown of how many you sold month by month over a 12-month period. I'm just going to process it based on that. I don't have any sales history for that. But look, again, I've got a separate video on that. So just reach out and I'll send that through to you. Another big thing in terms of facilities, now we use this a lot with customers coming across from other systems or even starting fresh. If you don't have a system to start with, you've got utilities, import export files, and import a supplier stock file. So I can jump in here and I can import, if, let's say my Miles Gray candle supplier, if they gave me an Excel spreadsheet with all of their products in it, I can bulk load that into the system. So I can say my supplier is MG Candles. It's saying it can't find a stock file. I'm just going to say it's this random file here. And then the first time I receive in one of their files, I simply tell the system what information is in what column in that file. That will then allow me just to drag that data in. The next time I get a stock file from that supplier, you would think they're going to stick to the same format, so you don't need to do this same process again. If they have changed it, you can certainly do that though. That would then just roll through, load all of those items in. There's a heap of toggles on that previous screen, so if you are doing a second version of it, you can choose whether you wanted to update your cost and retail, change descriptions, add department and category information. You can, it's you're in control of what it does with that data. Events is another thing I wanted to go through. So in the system, there's a feature for managing events. I haven't got a shortcut on my main screen here, but I can get to it by going to tasks and events across the top here. This allows me to set up events in the system for customers' birthdays, anniversaries. You can essentially add any event you like. So it could be, if you're a business that deals with baby goods, you can set when a child's birth is and things like that. So if you do want to market to them based on the age of those, those children, you can do that. And you can also do events based on goods as well. So if someone's purchased a particular product in the past, you can tag them to an event for marketing for that as well. So really flexible. And like I said, we've got a separate video on that. So let me know if you want to see it. Look, that's fundamentally what I wanted to run through today. The biggest things were certainly the pricing. It's $155 a month. There's no lock-in contract. You choose if you want to purchase anything and what that is. We're totally flexible. Like we'll work with you either way. Hardware wise, it all runs on Windows 11 machines is what we look for. 8 gig of RAM as a minimum. We can certainly help you bring across data. So if you want to bring across products and customers, that's normally quite a straightforward process. Sales history we have done with some installations, but look, personally, I don't tend to recommend it. If you've got a old legacy system, sometimes you're better off not bringing that across, just to, start with a clean slate, but certainly happy to discuss it with you at the same time. Look, by all means, if you have any questions at all, reach out to either myself or Justin. We'd be more than happy to help you with this process. And look, I guess, to give you a bit of a company background, we've been doing this for over 40 years, 40. Our software has seen many updates. We're 100% Australian owned. All of our support is here. So you pick up the phone, you speak to someone here, except for Trav. He jumped ship to New Zealand at the start of COVID and is still there. But yeah, look, from all accounts, it's local support. All of our updates are based on user requests. So if there's something you'd like to see go in the system, you can jump on our website and submit an idea, or you can vote on other customers' suggestions as well. So a lot of flexibility with that. And if I just jump on our website, I'll just show you quickly. As a new sign up, if you were to say, yep, we want to go ahead, you'll get a login to our website. Now, mine is exactly the same as any of our customers. Just need to tell it I'm not a robot when I log in. Now, the things I wanted to show you in here quickly. Firstly, there's onboarding training. Now, this is a excellent tool for getting you started. You'll have access to this before you start using the software, so you can jump in. You've got all your different sections for onboarding. So how to set up your tills, your balancing and all of that sort of stuff, setting up your payment types, installing hardware, departments, lay-bys, discount vouchers, all of that. There's videos for all of those. So we walk you through with a lot of training on that. But then you also have a one-on-one session with a dedicated installer and trainer as well. So we really want to help you get it off the ground. If I come back to here, you've also got your knowledge base portal. So you can jump in here, you can submit support requests. By all means, you can do it through the website. You can also just pick up the phone and call us. You've also got your knowledge base. So I can jump in here and let's say I wanted to, I don't know, reprogram my touch screen. I can just type the keyword in touch screen and it'll grab all of the various knowledge base articles on that. So setting up the POS touch screen. If I click that, you can see there, it jumps me in to start the 9-minute video on how that works. So that's the website. Yeah, really easy to use, a lot of information there. Yeah. So look, I think what I'll do is I'll leave it there. If anyone has any questions, like I said, reach out to either myself or Justin. You can get us at sales@towersystems.com.au or on the 1300 number on the website, or even call our mobiles. We're happy to help. Yeah, nice and easy. Thanks for watching.